G'day folks, it's Revan here. Hope you're doing well and welcome to the end of the financial year. It's for 2023. I have to say that it's been pretty busy and everything has been pretty hectic with everything going on. So I hope you're all staying well, keeping well, and at the same time, just hanging in there. But at the moment, I'm currently watching the World of Warships stream with Bogsy and Gaishu. Now, there was a bit of an announcement that came out not too long ago today. And I will say this very vocally that there's some good news in terms of the Wargaming frontier. Now, in terms of the Wargaming frontier, it's a bit of a sad news to highlight at the beginning of this video. Bit of sad news about Just Chegg. Now, Just Chegg has been around with World of Warships for quite a while, and he has been a great addition to the team, and I will miss him being part of the World of Warship streams as such for the EU side of things. He has a lot of great, pride and joy in his streams, his community, and he still will be around. So let's just understand that he still will be around, but I think he's in a transition of moving at the moment. So, when he goes live on his Twitch channel in the near future, which I'll leave a link down below for you to check out, be sure to give him a follow and be sure to, say good day and wish him well and everything as well too. But another staff member is coming on board, and it's actually KillerBin. Now, KillerBin is a CC on EU side, and he has been around there for quite some time. Now, he will be joining the Wargaming staff team soon, and it has been officially announced. So it's actually some great news in that frontier and going forward. So let's just see how things pan out. But there's been a mixed, overview in regarding to the asymmetric battles and why people don't like it and why people do like it. First and foremost, people have been hoping for a good, new co-op game mode, and the asymmetric battles, well, to me, I like it because many things about it. Like, for example, you can take your battleships or cruisers in there. Secondary battleship memes are a thing there, definitely for sure. Basically, if you take a Schlieffen, a Ruprecht, a Poison, Oppression, depending how you pronounce it, anyway. Sorry, I do have to apologize about that, but any battleship with good secondaries, generally speaking, you will have a great time racking up the damage, and honestly it's a good way to learn how to practice playing with your secondary battleships. Now, in terms of cruisers and in terms of destroyers, it's fun, but not as fun as engaging as it you hoped. But you can rack up some good damage on those two classes as well. CVs on the other hand, but if there's a CV, there is a way to play CVs and asymmetric battles, I don't think it'll be just as fun though. And look, I don't know who are these co-op players saying that they don't like it. Now, I probably would understand why, that because they were saying it was a bit hard. Now, it was interesting feedback about that because, I saw it on my stream, and people were saying it to me that they felt it was hard. Now, going from that kind of feedback, I was actually kind of disappointed because I said to myself, hard? How the hell can it be hard? And then one person mentioned on my live stream saying that it's only hard if you don't know what you're doing, and that's very true. But you only have a small amount of, players versus a large amount of bot warships. And the bot warships are not all the same tier though. They're all comprised of different tiers, and you have an opportunity to pretty much, go to town and hunt them down and have fun. But the problem that one person did point out to me about in regarding to co-op mode and differentiated it with Asymmetric Battles is that the co-op mode is just basically you got a fixed path going on and the ships will just go and do it. Now, that was used to be back in the day, but now they have adjusted it where the bots are a bit more smarter and moving around a little bit better. And they want to. There was at one point some people wanted a challenge, and they got Asymmetric Battles. Now, Asymmetric Battles is that challenge. There's no like buffs or anything like that in that game mode. It was just basically that you have X amount of players versus X amount of bots, with the bots a bit, stronger difficulty. And honestly, I didn't think it was too hard. Now, people were complaining, the people who were complaining about, in my opinion, were saying it's a bit too hard because people don't, play together as a team. To be fair, I mean, like, we are seeing that a hell of a lot in random battles, a hell of a lot in operations and ranked battles and brawls. So you can't come around and say that there's no team gameplay whatsoever. It's at the end of the day, it's a bit of a luck of the draw. Now, I have to admit, I do encourage you to work as a team though, because whenever I play World of Warships, off stream, on stream, I encourage anyone to play as a team. Now, if I see, say for example, a destroyer player just YOLOing in, leaving us, off the flank and leaving us all alone, and there's a Leroy Jenkins moment and fails, I'll be pretty pissed. But now, people out there that deserve to be taught and learn something new. So I struggle teaching people and making them listen to respect our views, but at the same time that I want them to understand that this is a game meant for fun and enjoyment, but at the same time that we are here to teach you something different, and that is being more motivated to work as a team player. You see, battleships and cruisers, what's their job mostly? Well, their job mostly is not really to sit behind the lines and actually pretend that everything's all fine. Now, I will be honest with you that it reminds me back in the day of a meme that we have going on for many, many days, and that was like, there's a dog like sitting there in the room with everything is on fire, saying this is fine. No, get that out of your mindset. What I'm encouraging you to do is that whenever you're a battleship player or a cruiser player, is that you need to play smarter than just sitting behind the lines all the time. Cruiser players should be in the mid to long range combat readiness to be able to support the destroyer players if you need to, and especially they're going to be the eyes of the fleet in the middle. Battleship players, if you're, depending what battleship you are, if your gun range sucks, that is less than 12 kilometers, I mean, like, you need to be in close, unfortunately, but that's in the lower tiers. However, battleship players mostly find that the gun range is mostly between 12 to 30 clicks, 30 kilometers, okay? So when I see battleship players, if you're on a Thunderer and you're about 20 clicks away and you're throwing at HE, that's great. But if you are some battleship players, like for example, like a Republic, Montana, Ohio, Kremlin, or anything below that in those nations, you need to be a little bit closer to the enemy, around about 15 kilometers away. at some point in the game. Use your hills as cover, use your teammate smoke for cover, and always plan ahead where you want to be next. Don't assume that the enemy will be there when you're there, and at the same time, we just want you to do better. You see, this year so far, I mean, like, we had some great moments in the games, but also some terrible moments. The biggest problem that I'm facing right now, and everyone else is facing right now, is that a lot of people had been very disappointed with the game itself this year so far, and it was a very good example of when I had been looking very closely of the viewership numbers of the game that's been going on lately these days. And it's quite evident that, you know, like, since Submarines Hybrid Warships came out, I think a lot of people got pretty upset about it, and at the same time though, that there has been some strange positiveness about some things that Wargaming has done, which is great, but there's a lot of negativeness behind the scenes as well too. So let's just hope that, you know, like, towards the end of the year that things will get better, because right now the game is a bit stagnant, unfortunately. So I'm not surprised, to be fair, and a lot of people had been saying a lot of good things about the game. A lot of people had been saying the complete opposite about the game, but World of Warships to me is still a fun game to play. Okay, so I just think that, you know, people are just taking it a bit too far with everything that's been going on. I will be honest though, I'm hoping for the best actually, because, like, there's some cool ships coming out, there's some cool things on the horizon that, you know, everyone is looking forward to something. And, you know, I have to say, folks, it's really, really important for you folks out there to keep giving your feedback to Wargaming. Put in your own, you know, pages, your own blogs, your videos, everything like that, and just openly say, like, yeah, look, you know, Wargaming, you need to change, you need to do this better, and things like that. Things like that will help. Now, I know that some people say to me that, you know, Wargaming's not listening. Well, Wargaming is listening, the community managers as such, but at the end of the day, we only can do so much. So, hopefully, in going forward though, I mean, there's a lot of opportunities coming up soon, so I'm looking forward to it, you know, and at the end of the day, just have fun playing the game. It's a bit of a shame though, that when you're trying to teach somebody and they don't want to listen, it frustrates the hell out of people, and believe me, I know the feeling, but you only can do so much. But most of the time, you just have to laugh it off. But anyways, folks, that's my short video rant for the end of financial year for World of Warships 2023. I'm looking forward to bigger and better things later on. But look, you know, folks, if you have your own thoughts and comments that you would like to share about, you know, how you feel about the game, the direction, everything, and what you would like to see improve, what you would like to see things change, leave a comment on my video. I will read it. I will actually talk about it on stream for you at some point. And then, so look, you know, it's great. But yeah, it's been wonderful catching up with you. Take care, stay safe everybody, and have a good one.